We do offer a huge variety of food types, and we're all about whole organism feed. So making sure that the copepod, the fish egg, the algae cell is fully intact. So when the animal eats it, they get all that nutrition versus something that's maybe disintegrating or chopped up or broken up.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Coral Reef Talk. In today's episode, I met up with Chad of Reef Nutrition at Reefapalooza 2022 to talk about their new product, Pac Pods. So without skipping a beat, let's jump right into it. What's up, everyone? We are here at Reef Nutrition booth with Chad. We're going to take a look at a new product out now called Pac Pods. Walk us through it. What is it, and what benefits do we have from Pac Pods?
Okay, right on. So yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of a history behind this product. So we're currently buying these from a collector in Alaska, and he's flash freezing them on board a boat that he's towing the copepods and bringing them up onto the boat. Flash freezes them and sells them directly to us. The reason why we started buying these copepods is because the shrimp industry, so food shrimp, they use brine shrimp as one of the first food items that they feed to their post-larval shrimp in their hatcheries. And so brine shrimp has become somewhat difficult to find in certain areas of the world, and we decided to offer these copepods as a replacement for the Artemia in shrimp hatcheries. And so we're currently selling them as frozen. It's our first frozen zooplankton product that we're selling into aquaculture. So I figured, we got these copepods. They're very small. They're a cyclopoid, so they're in the same order of copepods as our apex pods that we already culture and sell live. And I figured, this size, 500 to 800 micron, and the fact that it's a copepod, it could be really useful for non-photosynthetic coral keepers, people with really finicky fish like anthias and mandarins and wrasses and some angelfish, tangs, things like that are coming out of the wild. And also the nutritional value of copepods it really is the most, it doesn't get any better as far as a food item for an animal in your reef tank. So we decided to put it in liquid suspension, create a concentrate just like with all of our other products. It needs to be refrigerated like our other ones. It comes in 6, 16 ounce and 32 ounce sizes. And so far, we have gotten a very strong response, especially from store owners that are getting in wild caught mandarins. And it's, as a lot of us know in this hobby, it's very difficult to get those fish and others like seahorses and pipefish to eat something that's dead, especially upon arrival. And what we're hearing from some store owners is that they're eating these immediately. And so the eyebrows are raised on this one, interest is sparked, and we're getting a lot of good feedback from at least that aspect. There are some people that are feeding it to fish and corals that are really enjoying it as well. They're getting a kind of a similar feeding response as they do to our fish eggs, our roe product. And so, yeah, this food can be broadcast, can be target fed. You could use it as a part of the weaning diet if you're a clownfish breeder. There's good carotenoids in this, so that'll get into the fish and really enhance pigmentation. It's also, copepods are just very good nutritionally. They also are easily digested. So, yeah, all of that adds up to a really great product. We're glad that we did it, and it's slowly making its way into stores. It's certainly available online, but we always recommend you buy from your local fish store because, that's where you get really good advice and you get to actually see things in person, animals and corals and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown on this new product.
Very cool. So I know for me, I've been using it in my tank, and the response is just amazing. Everyone loves it, fish, the corals, everything. So what is, how long does it last?
Right. That's a good question. So the Pac Pods are very similar to our Arctopods, where they have a 4 to 5 month shelf life, best buy date we call it. We're very conservative with our best buy dates. It doesn't necessarily go bad on the date that's on the back of the bottle because we do put that date on the back. And so just, if you're getting close to finishing the bottle and you're reaching expiration or the best buy date, and you don't notice any color change or any weird smells, then you can continue to use it after that date. Not a problem. And for people with very large systems with a lot of fish and corals to feed, definitely, you could buy the 32 ounce bottle, that size. So.
Okay, so with that, thinking about the beginner aquarist, first time in the hobby, or they've been in it for maybe a little bit and they're just jumping into the type of food that you guys have to offer. What would gravitate them towards the Pac Pods or towards row, or what? I guess a way to phrase that question is, what's the best way for them to decide what food to use from Reef Nutrition?
Right. Yeah, that can be tricky because we do offer a huge variety of food types. And we're all about whole organism feed. So making sure that the copepod, the fish egg, the algae cell is fully intact. So when the animal eats it, they get all that nutrition versus something that's maybe, disintegrating or chopped up or broken up. So it can be quite difficult to kind of navigate through our product line when you're a beginner. Most people definitely start off with the fish eggs and also with our TDO, our dry food, for feeding to fish. Your corals will also eat the roe. But you could also incorporate this. You could also have this in addition to the roe and TDO and feeding that to your fish.
Create like a blend.
Yeah, exactly. So you're getting a fish egg and you're getting a copepod. There's huge differences in nutritional composition of those two items. So combined, you're getting a broad spectrum of nutritional components, and all that equates to is good growth rates, good healthy animals. So yeah, it can be tricky, but those are some good advice, good tips. And also when feeding our foods, our stuff is very concentrated. So be very conservative. Start off very slowly with our foods, and then you can increase from there. And the reason why we say that is because not everybody has a tank chocked full of corals. Some people have a few corals and a few fish. Others it's wall to wall. And so we always recommend start off conservatively because, we don't want you to pollute your tank and cause any problems. So that's the best advice I can give on using our products for sure. And then as far as feeding goes, you can broadcast or you can target feed, and we have directions on the backs of the bottles, on the labels, to help guide you through that.
Very cool. And I know you said buy from your local fish store first, but if they don't carry it, they can definitely go online.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, so places like saltwateraquarium.com, they carry our products. They're a great company. They do a lot of these trade shows with us, and you can buy from them and get more affordable shipping. If you come to us and buy directly from us, you're going to get a very high shipping cost. And that's why we really encourage people to go to their local fish store or even get their store to pick our products up if they want, to buy from their store and the store doesn't carry. And that's really the only reason why we really sell direct to consumer, is because not every store carries our food. I mean, it's not something that is really made for every store. It's a refrigerated perishable item, and so the store has to have familiarity with it. They have to use it. They have to like it, and be able to sell it because it's perishable. It needs to be in the hobbyist's hands as soon as possible, and then they use that before it reaches the end of its shelf life, so to speak. But it's nice to offer direct to consumer, and we also have other products that we sell that aren't in retail stores that can only be found through our online store. And so yeah, feel free to take a look around our website. We have a store locator, so you punch in your zip code and it'll populate a list of stores, and then we always recommend that you call the store to see if they have us in inventory, or in some stores, sometimes they no longer carry the product and we just don't know about it. So yeah, call the store.
All right, so the main takeaways from Pac Pods is that they're highly nutritious for fish and for corals, especially for finicky fish. And I mean, this is a natural no-brainer for you. It's copepods. You're all about copepods. Just make sure that you start slow, like you just said, when you're first introducing the food, and then you'll see how your tank responds from there. Any other takeaways or benefits or advice when using Pac Pods?
Nothing else. And in fact, one other thing of advice I could give you is you could also combine it with some of our other foods. We know a lot of our hobbyist customers that have mixed reef tanks will combine our oyster feast and our Fido feast and maybe a cup of tank water, mix them together, and you could mix in these animals, this copepod, with that slurry, and that way the corals are getting that really intense feeding response from the oyster feast. They're getting into feed mode, and then we're likely to start consuming the copepods. And of course the fish are going to be going crazy as well for all of that. Once you throw all that in the tank, I mean, the fish immediately recognize that as a food source, and they will even try to slurp down the algae in the oyster feast, which is really funny because it's such a small particle size. So that's another thing that people could do, is they could combine it with our other products. And again, when combining products, just be very conservative. Start off with very low dosage if you're new to this.
Well, thank you so much, Chad. It's always fun, pleasure talking to you about Reef Nutrition and everything that you guys have to offer. So thank you so much. Well, I had a blast talking to Chad about Pac Pods and, well, Reef Nutrition's entire product line. If this episode brought value to you, let me know about it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode.